Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this topic, we will learn about correlations and regressions. So, as introductions, correlation is statistical method that used to determine whether a linear relationships between variable exist. So, in this syllabus, we only task two variables, and the two variables we use to determine the relationship, the linear relationships must be numerical variable. Both must be numerical variable. Okay, and the regression analysis is a statistical method used to describe the nature of relationships between variable, whether the relationships is positive, negative, linear or non-linear. Okay, the purpose of this chapter is to answer these questions statistically. The first questions that we want to ask using the correlations and regression analysis is the first one, two or more variable related. We only use two variable, and we want to test whether these two variable that we use are related. That the first questions. The second questions, what is the strength of the relationships? So the strength of relationships, whether strong, moderate or weak relationships. So this one is based on the correlations method lah. And the next one was the type of relation exist. For example, the is there the relationships have a positive relationships or negative relationships or no relationships at all. Are that the types of relationships? And the number 4, what kind of predictions can be made from the relationships? This one kita akan guna the regression analysis. Okay. If number 1, if the two or more variable related, then the next question we want to ask, if the variable related, so what is the strength of the relationships? In order to answer these both two questions, statisticians use the correlation coefficient to answer the question number 1 and the question number 2. The correlation coefficient is a numerical measure to determine whether two or more variables are related and to determine the strength of the relationships between or among the variables. Okay, so the first term yang kita nampak dekat sini adalah correlations coefficients. Ini adalah coefficients yang kita gunakan untuk test whether the two variable, the two numerical variable are related or not. If related, then the next one we have to know is the strength of relationships. So, what is the strength of relationships? Moderate, for strong or weak? Jadi, the strength of relationships kita boleh tahu berdasarkan the calculations of correlations coefficients. Okay, what types of relationships exist? There are two types of relationships, simple and the multiple. Tapi yang kita tengok hanyalah the simple one sahaja, sebab kita hanya tengok dua variable, two numerical variable. In a simple relationships, there are two variable involved. The independent variable, which is the independent variable is the predictor variable, and the dependent variable is the response variable. Okay, the independent variable kita sebut sebagai predictor variable ataupun faktor yang terlibat dalam kajian kita. And the dependent variable is the outcome of the study. Okay. Ini kita tak tengok, kita hanya tengok simple sahaja. Jadi kita tengok the next one. So what kind of the predictions? Okay. So what kind of prediction can be made from the relationship? Predictions are made daily in all areas. For example, include weather, forecasting, stock market analysis, sale predictions, crop prediction, gasoline price prediction, and sport predictions. Some predictions are more accurate than others. due to the strength of relationships. That is, the stronger the relationships is between variable, the more accurate the predictions. Okay, the next one, scatter plot and correlations.